If you're anything like me, now that summer is almost over, you'll be itching to get back to normal and get some routine and structure and predictability back in your life. For some autistic people, having a significant change or shift in your routine can be hard, for example, in the summer holidays, but getting back on track can be even harder. Having not been in formal education for over a decade, I've had to develop my own strategies for recovering that sort of back to school feeling. Autistic inertia can be really hard to fight. So I hope this video will be kind of a prod to get us all back on track. And to be honest, you don't even need to be autistic to benefit from some of these strategies. So let's not stand around panicking, let's do something about this. Now, to be honest, I've been wanting to make these sort of videos about executive functioning at home for quite some time, but I haven't, because quite frankly, I've been sort of embarrassed about the before state of my home, and also kind of embarrassed about the after state, because once I've actually finished cleaning or tidying, it doesn't magically become this sort of Pinterest-worthy room. It still looks like some people's before photos. Staying on top of things around the house and organizing things effectively is a real struggle of mine. And I easily get overwhelmed by this task, so showing the entire internet my shame is, well, kind of a bit awkward for me. But you know, I thought maybe it's actually good that people don't see something perfect afterwards. If I'm not starting from a place of perfection, then we can all grow together, because the goal is progress and not perfection. And for me, after something like the summer holidays, even though I don't even have school-aged children, I still have this idea of the summer holidays. And as the weather gets warm, everything kind of falls away, you get out of routines, and then it's really hard to get back on track. I'm just going to take you through some easy steps that we can all do together to get our life ready for the upcoming season, school year, whatever you want to call it. Get ready for September with me. So if, like me, you often run around the house with no idea where to get started, let's start with something easy. Let's start with laundry. If you don't have a laundry backlog right now, what are you even doing on this video? Like, go and watch another video, you smug bastard. If you are anything like me, you will know how difficult it is to stay on top of laundry. It's a constant struggle, even though it's something that constantly needs doing. You'd think I'd have figured it out by now. The problem is, though, with once you get more than 1 or 2 people in a household, the laundry starts to accumulate. And we recently got back from a week away, and I've already done 4 loads of laundry, and I still have like another 3 to do. I actually didn't know we even had that much stuff to do 7 loads of laundry, but apparently we do. So get that in the wash. The thing I really need to remind myself is that the laundry cycle doesn't end when you put things in the machine, however much we might hope that it does. After that, there's still quite a few more steps before you can actually tick off on your checklist. So you need to dry it, you need to fold it, and you need to put it away. So do that as well. I like to do something fun, like listening to music or maybe a podcast or audiobook while I am folding, putting things away. But another strategy is also to set a 10-minute timer, for example, and see if you can beat the clock. I find that actually quite a bit more effective. Or you know what you could do is you could just pause this video right now and like just do it right now. I mean, what else have you got to do? So now that laundry is a step closer to being a little bit less overwhelming, let's talk about putting things away. Chances are, even if you've theoretically unpacked from any trips or travels that you've done over the summer, there are still other things that are kind of lying around, like suitcases, packing cubes, travel adapters, that sort of thing. It doesn't even have to be summer-specific stuff. Just put things away if they do have a home. My particular difficulty is, even though we've lived in this house for over a year, there are still a lot of things I have that I haven't quite organized and don't really have a good home. So that's what I'm going to be working on this autumn, is really organizing the house. But once you put stuff away, that really makes things much better. So good job, guys. We are getting there. Or I am, at least, because I had to do it all to film this video. Now, we haven't been going on many trips in my little car. We've been taking my husband's car. But my car is still in need of some attention. And we had a few beach trips this year. So I'm gonna just clean it all out. I need to vacuum out the sand in the bottom of my car boot, throw any rubbish, clear out kids' toys or random t-shirts that end up being put in there. I'm generally pretty good about not leaving stuff in my car because I don't really like to have a load of stuff in there. But I do get behind on cleaning up the inside, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a dust. If I do get time later, I'll take it to the car wash, but at least that's a very discreet, mathematically discreet task. So, with laundry, putting things away, taking care of the car, the house is getting a little bit more manageable now. So, what I want to do now is start by planning out September. If you use my household schedule, print it out for September and put it somewhere obvious. I like to put it on my fridge because I go in there several times a day. And then see if you can have one really good week before September starts. Okay, September's on Sunday, but like the first week of September, make it a really good week. Try and tick off almost every task. Having a clean house when you start will make things so much easier. If you don't already have my template, I will put a link down below where you can go and download it for free. And if you have been using it, please let me know in the comments how you're getting on with it and whether it's helping you. So back to planning your month ahead, I like to use a paper planner for this. Planning your month involves filling out appointments, events, meetings, creating a monthly to-do list. If I don't write things down and have them visually available to me, they really just get forgotten. So this is a crucial step for me. This is what I've been learning recently. I have a Google Calendar, but I like to have it down on paper as well because I find I don't check the Google Calendar. That's a problem. I have tried a few different kinds of planners over the years, and I finally kind of settled on a Leuchtturm 1917 monthly planner with a notebook. So it has the structure of a month to view, so you can plan your month out, but it also has the dotted pages that you would use in a bullet journal system. So I have the month that's already laid out like that. And then what I do is I go through and I've started manually writing down each week. So I also have a weekly view in the sort of bullet journal style. And this is helping somewhat. If you want to know the exact one that I'm using in this video, it is linked below. Other planning that you should be doing for September involves writing a shopping list. For example, if you have school-age children that need clothes or shoes or anything like that for school, write that stuff down. Or anything you need for when the weather does change and you discovered that all the socks have been eaten by moths or something. So just try and think a little bit ahead to when the weather gets cooler and we're going to change out our wardrobe. So now that September is looking a lot less overwhelming and you know what you'll be doing and when, it's time to briefly plan out the next few months up until Christmas or the end of December. I know this might seem like overkill. I personally gain a feeling of control and satisfaction when I know what's happening at this time of the year. So I already know what I'm going to be doing for Christmas because at this point, the thought of not knowing what I'd be doing for Christmas would make me panic. So have a look at the next 3 months. Try and make a to-do list of the larger household items that you want to get done before Christmas. I'm saying Christmas here, but obviously there's a lot of people who don't celebrate it, so just read end of December if you don't celebrate Christmas. But you might need to do tasks such as putting up pictures on the wall, cleaning out the gutter, or whatever. So write that down and commit to them. Try to allocate time to actually get them done, not just saying this is my to-do list, but saying, okay, this is it, and I'm going to clean out the gutters on this specific day, and this is my allotted time for it. So it's harder to get out of when it's a commitment that you've made to yourself. Not impossible, but harder. If it's something larger and more complex, like you want to redo a room or something, or, I don't know, declutter a certain area of the house, try and break it down into smaller steps, and then schedule each one of those steps a time slot. I like to use Trello for my whole household organization system. But you can use whatever system you like. If you work with apps, you can use apps. If you like working on paper, you can use paper. The important thing is to break things down into smaller steps and to schedule them. Or if you're American, you can schedule them too. Another thing that you can do to plan out your next 3 months or so is to make sure that you're aware of any important dates, birthdays, anniversaries, or events that you have coming up so you can really be prepared for them. So for some reason, there's a lot of birthdays in my family within sort of a 3-month period. So I want to make sure that I remember to buy cards and post them on time, which is not the day before their birthday. And if there's any presents, I have a couple of wedding presents that I need to get, so I really need to be on top of all this year. So there's no room for slipping up and forgetting things at all. I need to stay on top of it. So having this done months in advance sounds like overkill, but is really helpful because this is such a busy time of year. There are a lot of holidays. There is a lot of stuff going on. So planning it out now is going to save you some real stress later on. Promise. And the last thing that we're going to do is loosely plan some meals, or maybe just list some meals. When you have the lack of structure, like the sort of amorphous blob that is the summer holidays, it's really easy to get into bad habits, like eating ice cream for dinner. And if you have a particular dietary sort of lifestyle that you really want to stick to, for me, this is keto. Try and list some easy breakfast and dinner ideas to keep you on track when you're doing your meal planning for the week, or to keep you on track when you're making shopping lists, for example. Another good thing to do is, if you're anything like me, you save exciting looking recipes on Pinterest or on Facebook, and so you end up with all these recipes in your bookmarks, but you never actually get around to trying them. So try and print these ones out and change things up a little bit. It's a really good opportunity to break out of a food rut. And of course, as the seasons change, you can start eating other seasonal produce. Once the colder weather hits, I personally like to do more slow cooker meals, so I'll be having a look at recipes for that I haven't been doing over the summer because it's been too hot for slow cooker meals, really. I have a lot of stuff to do, and I know that you guys probably have busy lives too. So hopefully by doing all these steps, you can rewatch this video as many times as you like. It will really help my YouTube engagement if you do, actually. And I hope that once you've done all these steps that you will feel ready for the new season, you will feel like you have a sense of control over things, and hopefully we can get some routine and structure back in our collective lives. It is no fun to feel like you're drowning under housework and all the things that you've been putting off all summer because you've been enjoying the weather. So I hope that this video helped you in some way. Let me know if you enjoy these sort of executive functioning videos and what sort of things I should do in the future. Just give me a comment down below. I've got loads more videos on autism, neurodiversity, and executive functioning tips, so check out these playlists over here and see if there's any other videos that you like. Subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't already, and keep watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.